Hey guys, and welcome to the third episode of the Weekend Rundown. This is your host, Daniel.
And I'm your other host, Drew. We've got some cool stories for you and decided to switch up our format a little bit. We're just going to kind of run with the articles and see how they relate to our everyday lives and some stories from our past. But other than that, how you been, Daniel? How you doing, bro?
I'm doing pretty good. I've been keeping consistent with going to the gym and playing with the kids. I mean, they keep my hands are full with them.
Yeah, I'm really glad my hands get to be full with other things.
You got half that bottle of wine down already, huh?
It's only one glass, yeah.
It's a goblet.
It's a goblet for sure, definitely a goblet.
Yes.
It's like a Game of Thrones type. I actually made sure to grab that anyways. But yeah, dude, that's cool that you're going to the gym a lot and playing with the kids.
Like,
do you try to do cardio with the kids instead of doing them in the gym, or like?
No, so I'll go on a run or something, and I got my youngest son doing push-ups. But so when I was at
proper
the gym,
form or no?
No, he's 2.
Okay.
There's no way.
Okay.
It's awful. He doesn't go all the way down, but he can count. He can count to 10, so we're doing okay.
Proud there.
But I went to the gym, and I have this complex where when I'm at the gym, I like to take the Black Mamba approach because Kobe Bryant is one of the greatest of all time.
R.I.P. Kobe.
And so I look for the next person that walks into the gym, and that's the guy that I'm going to leave after.
Is this a thing Kobe did, or did you just decide?
No, Kobe just outworked everybody.
Oh, okay. You're just
Kobe,
I'm outworking this guy.
Yeah, he's gonna outwork everybody. So this other person doesn't know this game I'm playing. I'm just playing a game, and he has no idea that I'm doing it. But the guy that walked in the other night, and mind you, I work out at 2 o'clock in the morning. 2 o'clock in the morning. I got 3 kids. I got to do what I got to do. So I'll get there at like 11, go till like 1 or 2. And this time I get there, and the guy that walks in after me is a police officer. And I'm thinking to myself, I could probably outwork him, you know? Not because he's a police officer, just because...
He's just a guy.
Yeah, he's just...
and at that point, like, he dresses out of the uniform. He's just a dude.
Well, he was in his uniform, so
Question, time out. Was he a fit guy?
Couldn't tell with the uniform on. When he took the uniform off, dude was ripped.
Dude
was ripped. He was little, but he was ripped.
I like the fact that their uniforms keep him modest.
Yeah. So he came in, and I was like...
Do you think that the modesty of the uniform is why some older cops let themselves go?
No. I think they let themselves go because they have way too much stress going on in their lives.
I would agree with that. Okay. I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead with your story.
So this guy walks in, and I'm like, yeah, no, that's the guy. That's my target. I'm outworking him. And he goes into the back, and then he comes out, and like I said, he had taken his uniform off, so now he's just chiseled. I'm just like, oh, God, okay, I'm outworking him. Well, worst case scenario happened. Another cop shows up.
I already know where this is going now.
So now, in between sets, they're just chatting it up, having a good time, talking about this, talking about that. And I'm over in the corner just, 1, 2, please stop talking. 4.
I'd be taking like 2.5 minutes between each set if that was the case. If that was me with that mentality, I'd be like, all right.
Oh man, it was awful. I just wanted him to leave so bad.
And so where did this end up going? Like, did you give up?
Fuck no. I outworked him. Yeah. I walked out of the door of the gym as his police cruiser was pulling out. And I think he pulled somebody over like right when he got on the road. So I think he was starting his shift. Guy's such a badass. He goes to the gym before his shift.
Oh,
and his shift is the midnight shift.
He's got all that adrenaline going, and he's like, oh, did you just run a fucking stop sign?
Right?
I'm ready. I hope you have anything in your fucking car.
He was going to get him. He was nice, though. So, I mean, I dropped something, and that was the only time I talked to him, but he seemed like a nice guy.
I actually saw this cool thing where it was a GIF, and it was this dude getting pulled over by a cop, and the second the cop walked up, he goes, whoa, man, you smell like weed. Do you smell that? And the cop's like, what do you mean? I was going to say your car smelled like weed. He's like, no, man, don't blame that on me, bro. We both smelled that the second you walked up here.
Yeah, it's clever.
Yeah.
That reminds me of the Miguel Cabrera story, which I don't know if it's 100% true, but Miguel Cabrera, the first baseman, DH now for the Detroit Tigers, he once got into a car crash.
He's older, right?
Yeah, he's on his way out the league, but he's a Hall of Famer for sure.
You keep him because he's a Hall of Famer.
Yes, he's still in the lineup right now. But he got into a solo car crash, crashed into a tree.
When was this? Young career, mid career.
Mid career, I'd say.
That's why he gained a lot of weight, huh?
So yeah, so he crashed into a tree. He was drunk apparently, but they could not prove it because as the cops pulled up to the scene, they approached him and he stepped out of the car and right in plain sight of them, popped a bottle and just started chugging.
I've heard that that's the thing, that if you start drinking the second after an accident or right, like when you pull
when the
over,
cops see you.
Yeah, when they
before they can say anything.
They have to see you before they say a word.
Yeah. I guess the worst you could get charged with is public intoxication. Maybe?
Yeah, which is way less than
less.
Yeah.
Which we're not trying to give anybody ideas out there.
I actually heard it's better to say, if you know you are, I heard it's better to say no and get your license suspended because it's easier to get your license back from being suspended than...
You're saying deny the breathalyzer?
Yeah, they suspend
100%.
Your license and it's easier to get your...
But I think you can't deny it. I mean, you can deny it as much as you want, but I think the second time you deny it, it's more of a problem. I heard that somewhere, or maybe the third.
That could be the case. I'm not really sure. I've never actually done any of these things. So like you said, don't listen to us. We're not giving you legal
exactly.
advice.
This definitely is not legal advice.
These are just stupid things we've heard throughout our lives that could not be recent. I'm not sure.
Yeah, we're going to get you all the rest.
Yeah, don't listen to us.
So what happened with you this week, Drew, or what you got going on in your life?
Man. So this month is actually, I signed up for that comedy course, you know? It's like that boot camp. It's at McCurdy's in Sarasota.
Okay.
So I have my first class like pretty soon. And I realized when I was doing my calendar, because I'm always a week late to everything. It's terrible. But I was setting my calendar up on my dry erase board. And I was like, shh, man, you got that class coming up. And like, you got your show coming up too.
And how stoked are you on that?
I'm pretty stoked. I've written a lot of jokes. I don't know how to write a joke that's not terrible and like that people can't like I don't mean when I say terrible, I mean like a PG joke. I don't know how to do it. I just can't. I don't think there's PG things in my life, and I think all the PG things in my life I just don't like.
Yeah. I was actually watching something where Matt Riff said the thing that made him famous was a clip that he put out, and he said that he goes, I even thought this is a stupid clip. I'm not even going to put this out. He goes, I wasn't even going to
hated
put it
I
out.
heard, yeah.
He said, but he put it out and boom, went viral. And now it is one of the least viewed things on his page because he is so much more popular than
he was in the viral moment.
Yeah.
I don't know if I probably won't be popular. I'll probably be terrible, but honestly, I've wanted to do this for a really long time. And I kind of got shut down by a lot of my professors in college when I told them that's what I wanted to do was write comedy. And now my midlife crisis is not caring anymore, you know? I just don't give a fuck.
No, man, do what you got to do. I mean, you get one life. Be happy.
Exactly, bro. We started this podcast. This is one of the best things for both of us, I think.
Exactly. You don't want to get to the afterlife, wherever it is, and just be like, oh, well, I didn't do anything. I didn't try anything.
Yeah. I don't really.
I was kind of scared.
I'm scared about a lot of things. I'm
scared. I'm so terrified for your show.
I'm terrified for my stand-up show. Like I'm a little terrified. No, I'm not terrified. I'm scared. I'm terrified of the podcast every time we do it. And we're on our third one, so I think that's fine.
I think the podcast is easier because I'm not looking in the eyes of any of these people. But I could deal with somebody saying shit to me or something like that. But just to see embarrassment on my family, and I'm not saying you're going to embarrass yourself or anything like that, but I'm just saying to see that, it's different. It's just to see somebody. I mean, even if they laugh at your joke, that might piss me off. You know what I'm saying?
Why?
Why are you laughing at my brother?
Wow. Oh, yeah. Well, the good thing is that they're laughing at me because I'm standing up there asking them to laugh at me.
I get it.
And here's the thing too, bro. I'm going to do it and I'm either going to be good at it because I've heard that just being naturally funny isn't good enough, you know, because it's almost like anything. Like you can have talent, but someone who puts in the work will outwork you 100% of the time if you don't do it. So like I can be naturally funny, but if I don't know the craft and I can't actually do the jokes, then I'm not going to be funny. I need to work on my deliverance. Like you know my best friend. I told him one of my jokes when we were out like at a bar, and I think he was on like a sales text or something too, and he chuckled and smiled, and I was like, I thought you would laugh, and he was like, I don't know, man, maybe I'm in the wrong setting, and I'm like, dude, I don't even think you're paying attention, but like, you know, but like, I just think I need to like learn how to be funny. Like my punchlines are good, and throughout, I can make you laugh like 2 or 3 times. I just need to learn to make you laugh like 7 or 8 times.
Yeah.
You know, it'll be okay. And I honestly think that even if it's terrible, it'll still be okay because a lot of people know that we all suck there.
I'll laugh regardless.
You should laugh regardless. Yeah, I told everyone that I invited, I said, you're either going to laugh at me or you're going to fucking laugh at me. So it's going to be okay.
Yeah, it'll be great. I mean, how many people did you invite?
Everyone.
Everyone
I know, pretty much. I'm inviting everyone on the podcast. If they want to go, you just call McCurdy's and you say, hey, I want to go to the free class show on the 28th.
Oh, it's free?
June. It's free. You have to buy 2 items. You don't have to buy alcohol, but you have to buy 2 items. And you have to register or else you can't go.
Can I buy 2 bottles of water?
Absolutely. You could buy a bottle of water and you can get some nachos. You could buy your brother.
They probably sell Dasani. Dasani's not even real water, everybody.
It's not. It's terrible
just
water.
So you know.
But you could just buy your brother a beer because he'd probably be really nervous.
It's probably pretty expensive inside the theater.
That's fucked up and true.
Make a joke about that. That's no joke. That's real shit.
I'm not making a joke about that because I want to be asked back to McCurdy's. Anyways, man. So, yeah, that's pretty much all I got going on. Like just the podcast, like I've been focusing a lot on that. We got our new equipment, focusing a lot on writing my jokes, and I'm just trying to do me, you know?
Hey, you've been very active, man. I'm proud of that.
Yeah.
Definitely proud of that.
I think we have to. But other than that, dude, like I think our lives are just going great. So you want to jump into like the article part or you got anything else you want to
add? No, I think we can just hop right in.
All right. You want to do rock, paper, scissors? See who starts?
Best 2 out of 3?
No. This is one a podcast, not best 2 out of 3.
Man.
1, 2, 3.
I've never not done a best 2 out of 3.
I know, me either. 1, 2, 3, shoot, okay?
All right.
1, 2, 3, shoot. All right. Well, I guess that means you go first.
Oh, so you get to pick. You're the winner pick.
I'm the winner. I won.
Okay.
So, yeah. Yeah, man. So that was pretty fun. I'm sorry we didn't do best 2 out of 3, but
I just think I'm a comeback player. You know what
you are a comeback kid, but what do you got for our first article?
Okay, so we got an Indiana man that killed himself after he found a live grenade in his grandfather's belongings.
So let's find out if that's like an intentional suicide or what.
I don't know if it would be an intentional. That's the only person that's ever died by suicide by grenade.
That'd be metal.
So according to the Lake County Sheriff's Office, they responded to an explosion on Saturday night. And a man was looking through his grandfather's belongings when he found a handheld explosive device and it went off. But it doesn't really say how it went off.
It says that investigation is ongoing.
Oh, wait, down here it does tell me someone reportedly pulled the pin on the device.
Of course they fucking did.
That is so stupid.
They probably thought it was a toy.
I would think it was fake. I wouldn't think that you're not even allowed to have a live hand grenade.
Yeah, but like he said it was his grandfather's and they're also in like the Cornhusker, like Indiana. Like that's like some Bible Belt fucking shit. Like, bro, he was probably in
got
World
a lot
War
of
II.
firearms.
Yeah, they used to just take the things illegally and then put them in a chest and not tell anyone. They don't give a fuck.
It says there were 2 children that were the man's kids, a 14-year-old and an 18-year-old, and they were wounded by shrapnel. So what is shrapnel anyway? So
shrapnel is like the pieces. So what a grenade does when it explodes, it literally is designed to break apart into metal pieces and throw those pieces in every direction and fuck up everyone.
So it's not.
So the shrapnel is like the part of the grenade, the metal part that blew up.
But it's not like things in the room blowing out. Like if it exploded and the TV came and smashed me in the face, would I have been hit with shrapnel?
Shrapnel doesn't work that way.
No.
The shrapnel is literal actual pieces of the grenade. Like if you got hit by other things from the grenade, like it doesn't, I don't know. As far as I know, the older grenades, they don't work like that. Like if the guy that like died from it when they pulled the pin, if he would have just jumped on it, I don't think anyone would have got hurt. He would have just died and everyone would have just been okay.
Oh, that would have been awesome. He would have been a hero.
He would have been a hero, but like that's like the way that those old ass grenades work. I think there's new grenades that like just like rip holes through you and destroy like everyone around you. But like World War II grenades, like that was the thing. Like Like if one went off right here and you and your kids and me were standing here and I jumped on it, you and your kids would be alive and I'd be dead.
Well, I'm not bringing a grenade into my house because that would be awful.
Yeah, it would be awful.
With 3 kids.
Well, either way, like the problem is the grandpa probably passed away and he probably didn't tell anyone he had it, and then it probably got passed down.
It says a lot of times, like veterans from World War I or II or the Korean War, they would bring back explosives as souvenirs.
Dude, Schomburg's
that's awful,
bro. Schomburg's fucking grandpa, he had all the cool like Nazi stuff. Like, if you would have found his chest like 1,000 years in the future, you would have thought his grandpa was a Nazi himself because he just had all this like from all these Nazis he like took out.
Yeah,
he unalived. I can't say the bad word because I'm going to put some of this on the internet, you know. But I'm not trying to say this like just murked him, man.
So if any of you out there ever find a grenade,
don't pull the flipping pin.
The police want you to know that you should move away from the device and call 911 immediately.
Like yesterday.
Yes.
Even if it looks fucking fake and you don't know. If you didn't buy it at a toy store.
Yeah, don't test it because we weren't sure.
Because you're going to be sure real quick.
Yeah. And it's a 50-50 shot that either A, the cops aren't coming, or B, the cops are on the way.
Yeah, it's not a very good look. But you got anything else to say about that? Does that remind you of anything? Or
that reminds me of stupidity.
Yeah, I don't really have any.
Who pulls a pin on a grenade?
If I was a little kid, like, okay, do we know how old the guy is? Guys, if you're liking and enjoying the episode and want us to make some more great content for you, you could go down to the bottom and click support the show. It's either like a one-time $3 charge, or you can give $3 every month, and that would really help. We could just keep making some good episodes for you. If you can't do that, we ask that you go and rate us in whichever platform that you listen to and share us wherever you can. It means a lot to us, so we can keep making some great episodes for you guys, the listeners, the ones that we do it for the most. Thank you.
He has an 18-year-old daughter. We know he's old enough to know better than. So
let's say
the 18-year-old should know not to pull the pin on the grenade.
You're correct. I'll give it to you. I don't know
why. I was shooting guns at 9 years old, and we just discussed that they're in Indiana, out in the middle of fucking nowhere, probably.
And probably that's like God's country. You should.
They've been shooting guns since they were 9.
You should know. You should know.
But that's it for the Indiana stupidity. Indiana man, that could be the new thing instead of Florida man, right?
I don't know. I'm writing some jokes about Florida man, so I'm kind of banking on the Florida man.
Okay, Florida man. We'll keep it with Florida man.
Yeah. Yeah, if that's okay. I'm not going to say any on here because Florida man jokes are hard, man. You know.
No, they're not hard. Florida man does everything.
We do everything.
Florida man does everything, but he just does it a little more extreme.
But people think when they come here, like when you're like, I'm from Florida, people look at you and they're like, oh my God, protect my wife and my kids. He's literally going to like rape my wife in front of me and then feed my kids to my fucking dog while I watch.
Exactly. Because there's 2 types of people in Florida. There's Florida man, and that can be Florida woman too. You guys aren't excluded.
Oh, definitely not.
Florida man.
Sometimes Florida woman is
us all.
worse. Yeah.
Or you could be a senior citizen. Nobody's scared of a retired person in Florida because they know that they don't have anything to worry about.
Bath salts don't give you superhuman strength.
Actually, they do.
Not for old people.
Oh, no, not for old people. Because they actually use them the right way. We don't ingest them, Florida man ingests them.
You have to be capable of superhuman strength, and the old people are not capable of it, you know? That's all I'm saying. They're also not capable of driving over 35 miles per hour.
No, not even on the interstate.
Every time I get mad at someone whenever I'm driving past, and I was really far back. So every time I get mad at someone whenever I'm driving past them and I freaking see it, I'm like, oh, it's an old person. I immediately get not mad. Like immediately not angry.
Yeah, I'm still mad at them. I'm still mad. But I'm way past road rage.
You know who has the worst road rage I've ever seen from the nicest human being in the entire world? You know who I'm going to say, right?
Who?
She's related to both of us.
Is it our little sister?
It's our older sister.
Really?
Have you been in the car with her in the last 20 years?
Oh, yeah. No, she does. She says some stuff. She almost got me into a fight that one time because she called that dude a
Yeah, dude, she freaks the flip out of nowhere because she's in her own little box. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And it's like it. But also, if she's not driving and you're doing anything else, you could literally pick a fight with gang members and should try to put her own life at risk to save you and the gang members at the same time. But if you're driving at the same time, she's like, "Get the out of my way! I'll kill you all!
I'll kill you all."
It's crazy, dude.
Yeah, the road does things to people.
It does.
But I try not to let my ego or pride get in the way anymore because I watch so many videos where people just. I literally watched one today.
Get killed.
Literally watched one today where two guys pull over on the side of the road. The one in the front gets out.
I wouldn't say that. Get unalived.
The guy in the front gets out, walks back to the back car. The guy from the back car gets out, tackles him. They start throwing punches. And then when the guy from the back car stops, gets up and starts walking back to his car, the other guy stands up. I want to say this was in Turkey or Syria. The guy gets up, pulls out a gun, points it at him. 3 shots. Boom, boom, boom.
It's videos like that and it's things like that like literally fuel people's like thought process that people don't need guns, which
People always need guns. As long as guns are made, they should be legal. That's my thought on it.
You're never going to stop technology from progressing. And just by saying something's not allowed to be a thing does not going to stop it from being a thing. And if bad people have the thing, good people need the thing. And everyone should honestly be, instead of like, these are terrible, it should be like these are dangerous. These are to be respected. You shouldn't mess with these till a certain age, but like you should know and you should stay away. Like you need to learn gun safety at a very young age. Then like you said, around 9, you take a kid with like a .22 rifle, something that's not super strong. It's basically a turbocharged BB gun. You know what I'm saying? And you teach the kid about that, and then you slowly build them up. And then you see these kids with flipping 45s when they're 13, but they respect the gun because they've been shooting since they were 7. You know,
the first one I shot was a .357.
The very first gun you shot
was a .357 with a .357 round in it. I was 9.
The first gun I ever shot was that shotgun that was Dad's, and I did it in the backyard like illegally as fuck.
In like a fucking pool, right? And the cops came and they thought it was a paintball gun?
Yeah, so I don't think they thought it was a paintball gun with the way they were aggressively pounding on the door.
And who answered that door?
No one answered the door. But yeah, we didn't actually shoot it at the pool. We actually shot it at remember that bird bath in our backyard?
Yeah.
Yeah, we put a one of those cans of like Dad's shoestring potatoes that were empty. We put one of those on there and we shot that at it, which like in retrospect is stupid because it was like not towards the ground at all.
And you also couldn't miss.
Yeah, no,
with a shotgun.
We couldn't miss. It felt awesome, by the way. That was super cool, like totally illegal. We do not condone the use of guns like illegally, but like as a kid growing up in the 90s, in the early 2000s.
I just feel like you can be on both sides of the fence. You can be like, oh, yeah, I support the Second Amendment and I'm all for guns. But at the same time, we should have strict regulations.
Yeah, what we were doing was totally not like okay at all. Like, I don't think a kid who like doesn't have any, like Dad didn't teach me about guns before that. I just knew his gun was in the closet and that I shouldn't.
So, see, how old were you when that happened?
13, 14 maybe.
You were 14? That was the first time Dad never took you to fire the 357?
Dad didn't take me to do cool things like he took you to do cool things. Yeah, because
when I was 9, he took me to go fire the 350. I didn't steal it and just start ripping it off in the backyard. And maybe had he done that with you, you wouldn't have stolen the shotgun and ripped
maybe,
it off.
But he didn't want to do those things with me. All he wanted to do with me was like I had to go out and do things Dad liked to make him want to like pay attention to me. It wasn't like, hey, do you want to go play football so I'll love you, son? It was like, I'm going to play football so my dad will love me.
Right.
It was a little different. Like he would ask you to do the fun things, you know?
Yeah. I was always into sports, so he loved
But
that.
it was also like
you were into music and
he liked that, but like he also didn't like the fact that like my ADHD, like it wasn't defined as a kid, and he thought I was just a lazy piece of POS. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And he basically was like, my kid never wants to stick with anything, and it's like, no, it's just like no one knows how to like nurture the fact that I like to bounce around with things. If he would have been down, I would have liked music for like 3 months. I'd have moved on to like the JROTC thing for like 3 months.
I couldn't imagine you as JOTC.
But my point is, if I would have got nurtured on all these things, I think these people who have ADHD, it's not that we don't like the things we're doing. It's that we can't focus on them. And if we can bounce back between them, like if I could do jujitsu for 2 or 3 months and then go and like hyper focus on fucking playing D&D for 3 months and then hyper focus on fucking working out for 3 months and then hyper focus on like, you know, another thing for 3 months, that would be ideal. And just keep cycling it and just keep going back. But like, that's not the way the world works. That's just the way our brains work, you know?
Yeah. I feel like ADHD, it's not relatively new now, but
people just didn't, for a long time, people wanted to say it wasn't a thing. And now people are saying like, oh, everyone has it. And it's like, no, everyone who has an iPad fucking has it. Everyone who has commercials every 4 minutes has it.
yeah.
I'm not trying to hate on anything.
Television definitely.
Because like if we got
changed the world.
monetized, I'm sure you'd get flipping commercials every 15 minutes on our podcast. But like right now, you're like one of 25 people, which also, by the way, I super appreciate. Thank you for listening, 25 people.
Thank you, 25.
Yeah, you're not getting ads on us.
First 25.
First 25, we love you, 25. I don't know your names. Hey, also,
I feel like we're forgetting 8 because it's definitely 33.
yeah, probably. But my point is that if you guys want to reach out to us and tell us anything you want to hear different about these episodes or anything you'd like us to add in, you can reach out to the email that's on our Buzzsprout, andrewrulo@icloud.com, and just literally email me about anything. And I have so much free time that I literally will email you back and we will work whatever you have into our show, as long as it's not like super crazy and against our ethics and or morals.
We know we touch on politics here and there, but we don't go deep.
Yeah, we don't like that stuff. But like, if you want us to talk about like some crazy news article because you live in Australia and you're listening to us, we're down. We don't care.
Do you have a news article?
Actually,
a crazy news article?
No, it's not. I mean, statistically, it's crazy, but like, crazy, no.
Statistically, what are we talking statistically? Let's hear it.
Statistically, we're talking about statistics. Michigan man wins his second big lottery prize in 10 years. So like that's 10 years, 2 big lottery prizes.
Okay. I like his luck.
It says Ronald Durham won a prize of $25,000 a year for life from the Michigan lottery less than 10 years after winning a jackpot of $250,000. So this man won $250,000. And now he just won $25,000 a year for life.
I feel like people have done better on the lottery.
But this man...
statistically, no. But money-wise, at the end of the day?
In 10 years, this man has won... He gets $25,000 a year for life. And also, he already has won $250,000.
But can you live on $25,000 a year for life? And what if he took that $250,000 and went and just put it as a down payment on a $500,000 home he's still paying off?
He might have screwed himself, but he lives in Michigan, so I don't know that that's true. He probably is going to keep playing the lottery, too.
I bet he will. He needs more money.
It's crazy. His numbers for winning were 29, 30, 34, 46, and 48. Like, you would think if you're going to win the lottery, you would spread your numbers out. But, like, 29 through 34 are his first three numbers.
Does it say it's a quick pick or not?
No, it didn't say that. He just said he bought a ticket.
Yeah, so he might have just bought like a random.
But it doesn't
ticket.
matter. It's crazy. Like you think like when you don't buy the quick pick that you always try to like get like a random amount of numbers because you think like random's good. But sometimes bunching them, man, that's the way.
Yeah, I like to go 15, 16, 17, 18, 19.
No, you do not.
Powerball 20.
You do that? I was like, that's not what you do. I was like, that's
gonna hit one day.
Maybe, but like. That seems stupid.
Yeah, no, that's a poor
Also,
tactic.
I don't know about the lottery because I've won jack from
I mean,
the lottery.
I feel like your odds would be the exact same if you picked those numbers as they would be if you were to pick random numbers.
Your odds are probably the same. My point is that like not like I follow these financial books because I spend like hundreds of dollars on podcast setup things that these finance books tell me not to do. But they also say not to play the lottery. So I try not to play the lottery. I just don't. It's not my thing.
I got you.
I just
like gambling with the government, and both of those things are all bad.
Yeah, it sounds bad all the way around. It's not really my cup of tea. But yeah, this guy I think it'd be really cool if I won like $250,000 10 years ago. When is that? Like 2013?
What would you buy? First purchase.
With $250,000?
First purchase. It could be a hot dog. What would your first purchase be?
I probably would try to invest a lot of the money, but my very first like obscenely purchase, I'd probably pay off my student loans.
Ugh. That sounds awful.
Sounds disgusting.
How much of that would it take? All of it?
No.
Okay, well, that's good.
Like a fifth of it.
I've already paid mine off, so I would not pay off my student loans if I had $250,000 dropped into my lap. God, I want to say that I would do something productive with it.
In which way? Which way? Like
No. I'm not saying I would. I want to say I would.
Oh, okay.
But really, I would just probably walk out of here with like the very first EV F650 ever.
But that would cost like all of your.
I'd have to invest too. But if I had a $250,000 advance, I'm blowing that shit.
Really?
Blowing it, bro.
I wouldn't.
I wouldn't want to.
I wouldn't.
But I mean, 250 is a lot.
The student loan would happen. We'd have our own podcast studio. It wouldn't matter even if we only still have 33 listeners.
It could just be a shed.
Yeah, but it would be air conditioned and it would be way better than it is now.
Pay me and I'll build it in the backyard, and then I'll invest that money that you paid me into
nope.
my EV.
Okay, I believe you.
F650.
I believe you'll do that. But this article is just kind of like a short one. Like this guy just won a lot of money like in like 10 years, and you're saying it's not even a lot of money. So I kind of feel like my article.
I'm not saying it's not a lot of money. It's a lot of money. I'm just saying in comparison to, you see those jackpots where you could buy a hockey team.
Well, you remember when
that man's not buying a hockey team.
Remember when we were younger and we're like Grandpa lived on the golf course?
Yeah.
Remember that? So the dude down the street from him won the lottery like twice in 5 years. He
like
won a
lottery, like big scratch offs, like
a million, like off the Powerball. Which this was like when we were kids, so like 95, which a million's a lot then.
Like when I hear I hit the lottery, I assume you're in a million.
That you're a millionaire. Now. Well, the deal was I don't know if this guy's a millionaire anymore, but he won the $1 million like in the mid 90s, which like $1 million in the mid 90s was like
huge.
That's impressive. And then he also lived on the same like that. Remember when Grandpa lived on that golf course? That was like a resort. Like you had to have money to live there.
I don't remember what it was like. I just remember him living on.
He lived on the golf course, and it was a roundabout. In the middle of the roundabout was like an exquisite ass pond, bro. Like you didn't have neighbors across the street. There was like a fucking pond with swans and shit in it, and your backyard was a fucking golf course. Where like we would go sit on Grandpa's fucking porch, and it would be like, was
Grandpa a big golfer?
No, it was just a status thing in the 90s to live in golf courses. It was like what people wanted to do.
Is that the one where you played in the sand trap and there were ants? Or was that was our apartment?
That was our apartment.
Which wasn't condos on a golf course. It was probably an apartment on a like putting green.
Yeah, something like
driving
that.
range.
Yeah, we weren't the same as Grandpa. But my point is that the guy at the end of the street like won the $1 million, and then he won again for like another $3 to $5 million. I remember being like an absurd amount.
Don't people die a lot when they win the lottery?
Well, because you got to think they like just do stupid stuff. Like, what would you like if you woke up tomorrow and let's give it inflation count. Let's say you woke up tomorrow and you got a wild hair up your ass because mom decided I need cigarettes. Go to the store and get me some cigarettes, right? So you go up there and you're like, I'm getting a fucking lotto ticket too because Jesus tells me to. So you flip and buy it, and then you win. Let's say inflation, $12 million the next day. What are you going to do? What are you doing?
I mean, with the money or the first thing I do?
Not the first thing you do. Let's just give me a quick real bullet point rundown of the next 4 years. Because I'm assuming that in 4 years after that $12 million, you're going to continue playing the lottery and you're going to win another fucking $40 million. So tell me, within those first 4 years of still buying lotto tickets, what are you going to do? Bullet point me.
I mean, I wouldn't be able to bullet point you because the first thing I would do is talk to a financial advisor, and he would probably hold my money and
right. And then the financial
the
financial advisor is going to give you like a 20 to 30% leeway to do whatever you want with. So what are you doing with that?
Buying a house, buying a car.
What are you doing with what are you doing with the fam? How are you helping the fam, or what are you doing with? Are you skipping the fam and going to society? Are you making sure the kids have like a future one of those accounts where they can like go to school or trade schools?
I would hope that my financial advisor is setting that up.
Okay, so that's
if he's giving me a 20 or 30 budget. I mean, I'm assuming that's the budget.
That's already included.
Yeah.
Okay, so the financial advisor is not going to tell you to help your brothers. It's not going to tell you to help your sisters. It's not going to tell you to help your mother. It's not going to tell you to help your church.
He's going to tell me to help
I'm not
nobody.
saying I'm not saying you're part of a church. I'm saying he's not going to tell you to help your community. He's not going to tell you. He might say, let's put money in these stocks, but you have to go to him and say, what businesses should I buy if you want to buy businesses? He's not going to tell you to just buy CVS's because the pharmacies are good, you know?
Yeah.
So what are you going to say to this man? For 4 years, that's all I'm curious about.
I could start Dad's restaurant. The restaurant Dad always dreamed about having.
I wish I knew what you're talking about. Nope.
No?
Nope.
It was a great idea.
Doesn't.
Low top tables right next to Hooters. We'll call it Cooters.
That sounds like a funny punchline, but not a real place.
That could be a real place, though. Next one. We got...
You tell me whichever one you want.
There's a funeral home in Edinburgh that makes custom coffins.
Like, what do you mean custom?
You can design it as you want. So there's one guy who fixed vacuum cleaners for his whole life.
Oh, it looks like a Dyson box.
Buried him in that Dyson box. And it is beautiful.
That one
it's a good-looking coffin.
That one at the end on the other, that's the TARDIS from Doctor Who.
Yep. And then this right here is supposed to be sausage, but the sausage doesn't look so good. I don't imagine.
The sausage kind of looks like bricks.
Yeah, that's what I thought it was. It looks like bricks and brick and
well,
mortar.
you know, maybe you don't do sausage when you die.
They got a Harry Potter one.
A Harry Potter.
Game of Thrones.
Is that a Harry Hopper?
Yeah.
With hops?
I bet you. I mean, I could see Daniel Radcliffe getting buried in that.
I would think he would not do that.
No? That'd be so dope. That's his legacy.
He probably hates that.
I wouldn't.
I wouldn't either, but he's
Harry
does.
Potter.
I agree.
So anyways, some of the suggested designs were the Doctor Who TARDIS, like you said, the Tennant's Lager. They got one that's a bottle of Bell's whiskey. They also have Star Wars, Game of Thrones, The Walking Dead, Harry Potter.
Basically whatever you want.
Only Fools and Horses. Designs. What they're trying to do is they say they're trying to take the taboo out of talking about death.
I mean, I kind of like that because like, I watched this show on Netflix. It was like some silly like Western show called like The Ballad of Buster Scruggs. And there's this one mini skit on there. And like this dude is in a carriage and he's taking all these people to this hotel. But you don't realize till halfway through that like he's really like the Undertaker, like taking them to like the afterlife. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And like I was feeling myself at that moment. You know what I'm saying? And immediately the second I realized that they were going to the underworld, like these are people that I just met like 5 minutes ago, characters. I felt bad. I felt uneasy. Like one day I'm going to be on that motherfucker.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
For sure.
And that's a bad thing. Cause like when you talk about death, it's like almost as if we worship this life that many of us hate so much, like to the point where it's like, we're afraid of whatever could be next. We're afraid that like there's nothing, like we don't even know that there's nothing. And I'm not saying it's heaven. I'm not saying it's hell. I'm not saying it's fucking whatever Muslim people believe, Jewish people believe, pagans or fucking spiritualist people. I don't know. It could be like a world where we're all goop. I don't fucking know. You know, we could not fathom it. But my point is that like we shouldn't be afraid of what's not known because
we just don't like ends.
But I know we don't. But like I think a lot of people think of it as the end of like the book. But I think we should think of it as the end of a chapter. Does that make sense?
Fair enough.
That's just the way I think about death.
They say.
How do you think about death?
I feel like I'll get some sleep.
You won't get sleep because sleep is like rest for waking up. You're not going to wake up, at least not in this realm. Unless like we come out with some cool sorcerer shit.
I mean, honestly, I kind of feel, I mean, I'm real big on science, man. If it hasn't been proven, I can't say it exists.
Yeah, but science is also about like the only way you can prove something is real is by like not being able to disprove it, you know?
Exactly. But I mean, there's a lot of things that we can't disprove that I'm fairly certain are hoaxes at the best.
Probably. You're probably right. But it's also like you just can't be scared is all I'm trying to say.
Oh, I'm not scared at all. I welcome it. It depends on what day it is. You know what I'm saying? Some days I don't want to die. Other days I'm like, fuck it. Let's hit this 60, 65 and this fucking 35.
Yeah, no.
You know?
I mean, I understand that sometimes I don't GTFO either. Like, I don't care. Like, you know, like.
Yeah. It's just, what mood are you in today?
Yeah, but that's not the way to live. You should try to always be objective.
I don't think I'm ever afraid of it.
Well, me either. But I feel like a lot of people are.
Especially with like having my kids now, it's like I feel like when you die, you only actually die when you're no longer mentioned. Christopher Columbus is still more prominent in this earth than I am.
Yeah, but that's just like second death. That's not like that's like your.
But exactly. But I'm saying if you get to that point where.
Wait, here's the thing. Like if digital media lives on and our show becomes famous, who's to say that in 1,000 years you won't be talked about more than Christopher Columbus?
I'm not saying that. I mean, Christopher Columbus, you think he really thinks he's
he doesn't think anything because he's fucking dead and he's either in the next realm or he doesn't care.
Do you think that that's what his thought was? Is people will remember me?
No, my point is that Christopher Columbus could literally be like 3 planes of existence from us right now. We don't know. It could be nothing or it could be like the afterlife. It's just like a bunch of like thought, you know?
That's all it is.
Do you have anything more on this article? Or?
Yeah, no. So I was just getting into...
My bad. We kind of got off on that.
I was just getting into... they say that sometimes the family designs the coffins, but what they really like more is for the people to come in and discuss the coffin design they want before they die.
See, that's fun. I would like that.
That's morbid. But
I get to choose. It's not more morbid than... planning out like what you call it, like your will. It's the same as your will. When you go do your will, just go there and be like, hey, yo, I really like Star Trek. Like, it would be super dope if the Enterprise could be on my fucking coffin. Not like it's gonna matter, but like I'm gonna pay.
Do you want to see the box that you're gonna be buried in?
Kinda.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think I should be buried. If they take that box and they shoot it into outer space, then yes, that's what I want.
Yeah, I just don't want to be buried in a box.
Yeah, well, what do you mean not buried in a box?
I'd just rather be like, dig a hole in the dirt, put me under a tree, let me grow into the tree and become one with the tree.
But then you have to like bury something like with your body that says like, "Ayo, like this is what I wanted. Like I'm not like murdered."
It'll just be a sign that says, "I am Groot."
I am Groot. That's so good. Yeah, that's pretty fun. I mean, I don't know. I like the idea of like designing my own coffin.
They said they got the idea originally because they had a lot of families that used to come in and want to make like photo montages on the coffins before.
That's weirder than wanting like a Groot on your coffin.
They said like the person would die and then they'd come in before they go to the funeral home, like after the arrangements, and they'd be like, "Hey, can we put these photos on the box?"
That sounds weird.
And I would just put them on like a whiteboard or something.
I don't know. I don't know why you would do that. Like, when I'm dead, I want a picture of me and my brother catching this bass on my coffin.
I don't think it's a redneck. They're all in England. It's all English people. Are there rednecks in England?
Maybe.
They don't talk like that.
No, they probably like, when me and my brother, we caught that fish.
We caught that fish.
We want it on the coffin. That kind of sounds a little bit like Polish too. I don't know. I'm not good at accents, guys.
It's a mix.
It's bad. It's just bad all the way around. Don't hate me because I'm terrible.
Yeah. So I think that's all that this article has.
You want me
it's
to
got
go?
no more goodies for us, but if you guys could see these boxes, I mean,
They're pretty dope. I
they
mean,
are.
the Game of Thrones one looks like you're like walking up to a red box that's
Yeah,
exclusively
it's like
for
a
Game
very
of
big
Thrones.
VHS.
Yeah, it's silly.
It's not even shaped like a coffin. It's just a big box. But the Harry Potter one's shaped like a coffin.
Yeah, a few of them are shaped like coffins. The TARDIS is not.
It couldn't be.
You have to make it look like the fucking TARDIS.
If it looked like a coffin, you'd be like,
The Dyson looks like a coffin, which is weird. It's like, did he own stock in Dyson? Does he love
The
Dyson?
Dyson one looks too good.
It does. It almost looks like Dyson was like, our first vacuum is buried in this.
Yeah, it's definitely
It's
the
not a
Dyson
person.
DC01.
It looks bad. And not bad. It looks bad good, I mean.
Yeah.
You know
Like
what I mean.
bad.
Yeah. You get it.
So what do you got?
My next one says, former NFL running back Le'Veon Bell has quite the weed confession.
Le'Veon Bell, I follow him.
The former Steelers and Jets player, who also was a 3-time Pro Bowl selection.
Can we just leave the Jets player out?
Yeah, we can leave the Jets player out. The former Steelers player, who was a 3-time Pro Bowl selection, was suspended twice for violating the NFL substance abuse policy. Did you know that when he played, that he got suspended for marijuana? I didn't know that.
He was on my fantasy team. He was my first pick every year. And I knew every time that man got suspended.
So you knew for weed?
Yeah.
You know what's funny about this article?
What?
Look at this picture real quick.
Does he look super high?
You tell me if he looks super high. Who does he look like?
It's not him. It's LeBron James.
Yeah.
That's clearly LeBron. Different sport.
Oh my God, that's so funny. That's so funny.
You know, Le'Veon Bell's a boxer now.
That's not good for his brain.
He has, I think he's got a couple wins, and he wants Logan Paul.
Is that what he's trying to do? He's trying to make himself relevant for another 15 minutes? Like, is that what he's trying to do?
I would say, I mean, he's training hard.
If our podcast could get up there, I would fight like Logan Paul right now.
You'd fight Logan Paul right now? Logan Paul, I mean, when Logan Paul started, I was like everybody else.
Can I fight him in an octagon?
I don't know, man. I don't know that he would.
Yeah, he probably wouldn't.
He might. He's a badass now. When he started, I thought he was a joke. He was a piece of shit.
Well, because his brother was a joke when he started, so everyone
but
thought
they're both
that he
cool
was a joke.
dudes.
They are, but like if we're talking about jokes, his brother is a joke. He's not a joke. Like the problem is when he started, his brother's older, so everyone thought that he was the 2.0 version of his brother.
Yeah.
But really, his brother is like the beta version of him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he just put in the work, man.
Yeah, no, he's serious. He is serious. I'll give him that. But I would fight him if our podcast would get fucking promoted.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm not one of those people that would say Jake Paul's not a fighter. Guy's clearly a fighter.
You mean Logan Paul?
Logan Paul. No, Logan Paul's the older one. Jake Paul's the younger one.
You're probably right. I don't know.
Yeah, Jake Paul is the one that beats people up.
Oh, yeah. Well, then the one that beats people up?
Yeah, he's the one that took Mayweather's hat.
Yeah. Here's the deal.
Awesome troll, but troll.
I'd still fight him.
That sounds crazy to me.
Why? You wouldn't fight him to promote our podcast?
I mean, today?
Yes.
Probably not. No, I'm not going to get my fucking teeth kicked in, bro.
You get a fucking mouth guard. And
the whole world's going to see me get fucking just pieced up by Jake Paul.
Do you know how many views our podcast will get?
Give me a little bit of time, man, and I feel like I'd have a shot.
Okay, fine.
You know, just give me a little time. I don't need too much. I mean, I'm not saying that 3 months I'll be able to beat him up, but 3 months I'll be able to defend myself.
So I guess on a Steelers podcast called Steel Here, Bell told them that, yeah, that's what I did when I was playing football. I smoked, bro. Even before the games, I smoked, and I'd go out there and I'd run for 150 yards, 2 touchdowns.
Well, that's kind of what Calvin Johnson did.
I think a lot of players do that because like their bodies hurt so bad, like from the injuries they take, that like they need to just.
Well, a lot of them are on opiates. So what Calvin Johnson said was that he said anytime he would go to the sideline for the Detroit Lions, he would say, "Hey, this is hurting," or "This is hurting," and their response would just be, "What do I need to give you to get you back on the field?"
Right, like just like what needs to happen here.
And he said they would offer him opiates and all kinds of stuff, and he didn't want to take that. He would rather just smoke pot, which obviously you're not allowed to do, but he still did it and somehow got away with it. I think he's like He's like a poster boy for marijuana now.
I mean, that makes a lot of sense because basically he was saying the only reason he like kind of parted from the Steelers, it was over petty shit. He said it was guaranteed money.
What, the Steelers was guaranteed money?
Yeah, he's saying he didn't sign with them because they didn't want to give him the guaranteed money. He's like, I'm thinking like, damn, could I have really just ate it? I probably could have, but
Is that what he said?
he said this is his words. Like, damn,
His career would have been more memorable.
could I
don't
have
know
really
if he's a Hall
just
of
ate
Famer
it?
now.
Yeah, I probably could have, but probably could have really ate it. That's what he's saying. He's saying like, if I would have ate it, like I would have been the dude.
Yeah, he would have.
He would have, but like that's the problem with the NFL now. Well, did you see Tyreek Hill? I just heard him come out and say that like, I could have been a legendary wide receiver if I stayed with the Chiefs. He's like, they offered me money. He's like, but they didn't offer me what Miami offered me. And he's like, I went to Miami because I want my kids' to be set. That's what he said.
Well, and on top of it, he's not doing bad in Miami.
No.
It's not a fall off like Le'Veon.
Well, yeah, but the thing is that people remember people who win Super Bowls. They don't remember people who do like numbers are great. But at the end of the day, we're gonna remember Patrick Mahomes. You know what I'm saying? Like we're gonna remember Travis Kelce.
Tom Brady is the greatest.
Tom Brady is the greatest. He is.
Can't debate that.
No, we cannot debate that until Patrick Mahomes surpasses him, which I strongly think will happen.
It could happen, but there's a lot of young talent.
Yeah, but there's a high chance that Patrick Mahomes, if he keeps playing the way that he's playing, he's gonna do that.
I believe it. Is that all for that one?
Bell tried to blame the struggle with the Jets on Sam Darnold. Knowing the offensive line protections, he said he was so confused about our offense, and the coach just kept confusing him.
I think it's kind of cowardly to blame something on somebody else, just to point the finger in general. But at the same time, I can't say he's wrong.
Have you seen Sam Darnold in OTAs with the fucking 49ers?
No.
The 49ers are going to make Sam Darnold look like God.
Is he looking nice? He was pretty decent in Carolina.
He's always been good, but he never got developed. And the thing about the 49ers is that the 49ers can make you a good quarterback.
Yeah.
And so, like, just wait for next year. I'm going to get Sam Darnold in, like, the 13th round, maybe the last round.
Why do you say this to me?
Because I'm going to take him. And you're going to be like...
You're not going to get him in the last round now.
I'll get him in the second to last round.
Maybe not. Maybe not.
Or maybe I'm saying this because Sam Darnold's terrible, and I want you to take him, and I'll take someone else.
No, you're a bottle of wine deep. You think he's terrific.
There's a half a bottle there.
That is not a half a bottle.
A quarter of a bottle there.
That is not a quarter of a bottle. Pour it in that little goblet.
There's a half in here, and there's a quarter there.
It's almost all of it.
You're not going to take Sam Darnold before me.
That's okay. I don't even want him. I'm taking the best quarterback in the league.
Patrick Mahomes or Jalen Hurts?
Huh? I'm not taking either of them. I'm taking the best quarterback in the league.
Lamar Jackson?
No. He's too disgruntled to be good.
Whoa, what?
Yeah.
Why are we turning into a football podcast right now? How is Lamar Jackson too disgruntled? He just got the bag on his lap.
Yeah.
Without his mama.
Yeah, but without his mama, he says it. Yeah, but how much drama did he have to create to get that?
But he only created the drama because that's like what he wanted for his brand.
If I have to tell you what I want, I still don't respect you for giving it to me.
That's true, but he doesn't care about that. Anyways,
saying.
Who's the best quarterback in Daniel Rule's opinion? Since it's not Tom Brady's
I would
retired,
say it, but
it's
if I
not
say
Patrick
it, then
Mahomes.
somebody's going to take him.
Justin Fields.
No.
Okay, well then I don't know.
Justin Fields is garbage.
You don't think he'll be top 5?
No, he's top 5 quarterback.
Fantasy quarterback of
this
2024.
year? No way.
So I can take him in the 10th round. You want
You
to
take him in the 10th round. I'm not touching him with a 10-foot pole.
Let's tap up on it.
Dap up on that.
All right, sick.
I had him last year, bro.
When did you take him?
I don't know. It was disappointment wherever it was.
Well, he sucked last year because it was his second year, third year.
He had
jump.
So that's the thing with fantasies. You can't give me 2 good games and fucking 15 bad games.
I agree. That's some fucking tight end shit.
Yeah, you can't do that. I'm sorry. As a quarterback, if your first 8 games are shit and then you start turning it on, I've already lost 8 fucking games. I'm out of this.
At this point, I already dropped you.
Yeah. So, but we'll get away from football because we've been doing football for a minute. So this one, it's actually a video, so I can't really show it to you.
But what's the video? Let's watch it real quick. Like we can talk about it while we watch it. Let's talk about the title of it. Pause it and show. What's it say? Car soars through the air in spectacular wreck.
In a spectacular wreck.
All right, let's watch this fucking thing.
All
Read
right.
that out to us.
Car surges through the air in a spectacular Georgia wreck. It's in Valdosta, Georgia.
I think that's Valdosta.
And boom! Oh, man.
What just happened there?
So
Are they going to replay that slowly?
it's on a badge cam, but there's a wrecker, like a tow truck, sitting in the middle of the...
Oh, shit. And the
Man.
guy switched lanes and fucking went on it like GTA style?
I don't think he switched lanes. It's actually a 21-year-old girl.
Oh, shit. Was she like nodding out or something? Dude, that's GTA shit, right?
So you can see they said in the article that the lights to the truck were, like the emergency lights to the truck were on. But do you see the emergency lights on this truck?
No, they're not on, bro.
They are not
I don't
on.
see any lights.
No. And so if you play this through, you can see that the emergency lights aren't on. She's speeding 65 down this interstate, goes right up this ramp, flies over the top.
If you look at the sky, it's kind of murky out and like cloudy and shit and like dark. And nobody has their lights on.
Oh, is she trying to drive away?
Did she?
Oh, no.
Oh, that would have been awesome.
So she goes flying through the air.
And the cop
cops
runs
are
up.
already there for a different wreck. They're trying to tow the truck out. She was flying through the air. Does a barrel roll.
They just ran up to help.
Taps a car next to her.
But barely. The car kept going, dude. He didn't stop.
Rolls and then rests on all fours.
That car kept going, right? He did not stop.
Yeah, no, he said, I'm out of here.
You know why? He had drugs on him.
For sure. So going across the state line, it's literally like the first city in Georgia. And like, so this woman was actually from Tallahassee. She was driving south in Georgia, headed back to...
She was probably hungover from a party.
Yeah, and it says that she has serious injuries. And it's actually a little bit older. This happened on May 24th. But
Doesn't matter when it happened. I'll edit that out.
But, well, the reason that I'm saying that is because the video didn't come out until just recently.
Oh, I see.
So it took place on May 24th, but it didn't attract attention until the police released the video, which was, I don't know when, but just this weekend. And yeah, man, it is just, that is a brutal way to, I mean, it's one of the worst crashes I've ever seen.
Yeah, no, man. Like I said, like that looked like a video game. That literally looked like a video game to me. The way she came up on it like 65 miles an hour and did a barrel roll like she was a flipping.
I mean, and there was literally an emergency worker like right in front of that truck whenever she went flying over.
That's the luckiest you could get, you know.
They said that one officer was injured because he was hit with debris.
Yeah, but like probably not really injured. We watched the video. It didn't look terrible.
And it also said that he was taken to the hospital as a precaution. If you say it's as a precaution, I don't even trust it.
It was because they were like, you could get an infection from that cut.
Yeah. Yeah, that's one that you're definitely going to have to look up because I can't give it justice.
Yeah.
It's the crash is way more extreme than I could ever explain.
Yeah, we really can't like show you the visuals. So like the best we can do is we'll add a link in the bio description of this episode.
I mean, look at that picture. Look at how close that guy is.
Literally, the guy is like 7 or 8 feet away from this car that's flipping over this fucking giant fucking tow truck thing.
That is crazy, man.
Yeah, I would not enjoy that. That would not be a fun time for me.
You think that's a lawsuit? I mean, because I can see that the flashers aren't on. I can see that the emergencies aren't on that.
If she's
truck.
smart, she'll make money off of that. Like, especially not being a Georgia resident. What do you care if Georgia's mad at you?
Yeah, no, I wouldn't care.
I wouldn't fucking give 2 shits.
Georgia's the worst. Whenever I drove down from Michigan to
They'll
Florida,
give you a super speeder ticket.
you have to be 19 in the state of Florida to smoke cigarettes. Well, now it's 21 everywhere. But when I was
We're
18, you had to be 19 in Georgia to smoke cigarettes. So if you were to drive through Georgia and get pulled over when you were 18, they're going to take your cigarettes, and no one in that state's going to sell you more cigarettes.
That's just silly that they would do that. They're like,
It is the worst state ever. You can tell I'm
to be
biased
completely
about
honest, those cigarettes, like, I don't condone those. So maybe
No, but it's
you do what you want.
just if 49 states are going to give it to me,
Yeah, do what you want.
don't take it
But
away.
you don't know that like Alaska or Hawaii would give them to you.
I don't think that Alaska gives a shit. I think Alaska would sell them to a baby.
I remember when I was younger that Alaska would like pay you money to move there.
That's how Vermont is now. I think it's Vermont.
I don't want to be enticed to like if you're gonna pay me $3,000 to move to a place, like first of all, inflation's a bitch. $3,000's nothing. Second of all, like what am I gonna be able to buy it there?
Well, I think Vermont has a thing where I'm not sure. I know it's one of those northeastern states, but I believe it's Vermont. They have a thing that if you move there, they'll give you $5,000 each year for the first 2 years that you live there. So a free $10,000. The thing is, for the first 2 years, you have to make your income outside of the state.
So on our podcast,
it could be on a podcast. It could be on, however, I mean, those states up there are very small. You could drive over.
You want to move to
probably
Vermont?
30 minutes. Fuck no. You know how cold it is up there, and everyone's got a weird
It
accent.
doesn't matter. We can make our podcast up there and still be Florida men, and I'll be so funny in Vermont.
Yeah, but my kids.
Oh yeah, you have
Vermont?
kids, you have a family. I'm thinking about myself. I'm sorry, I'm selfish.
Have you ever met somebody from Vermont? Do kids get raised in
I
Vermont?
met one person from Vermont, and she was super hot, but she was a bitch.
Because not very many families live in Vermont to raise children in Vermont. Because they're asking people to move there.
Yeah. Well, that might be the case, but like, I don't really think she was that hot. I just think that like it was the case of like, you know, when like redhead people are like an 8, but like because redheads that are hot are so rare that it's like it makes them a 10. You know?
Well, was she into you?
No, not at all.
She wasn't into you?
No, she hated me.
Oh man. Yeah. No, I can't give a 6 and 8 if she's not even into me.
Oh, well, that's like a personal preference thing on you then, because like I can totally like be into a girl who's not into me. Like Aubrey Plaza is like a solid like 10, and she doesn't know I exist. And if she did,
I don't know who she is.
She's the girl from Parks and Recs who like kind of looks like she's gothic and she would sacrifice you to Satan, but like it's okay. She could do that. I'm down.
Ouch. Ouch. With your soul?
Do I get to like just touch her hand for a second?
No.
Then what do I get to do? She just stabs me.
You are in her presence while she stabs you.
All right, I'm taking it.
You doing it?
I'm doing it.
He's going in.
I'm doing it.
Yeah, no, I'm not going to let her do that to me.
Well, of course, because you don't even know who she is. But my point is like...
I don't know that I'm letting anybody do that to me.
So what about Vermont, though? You said they're getting people to live there? Like, I don't...
Well, yeah, I was just saying, because you had mentioned that Alaska did a move like that. So Vermont, I don't know that they're currently doing it still, but I know that they were offering money to families to move there for the beginning. But like I said, you have to live in a different state.
Yeah.
Or not live, you have to work in a different state. So they're saying pretty much, come bring money into our state.
Because we can't bring money in.
And we'll give you 10 grand.
I'll take the 10 grand.
I mean, I'll take 10 grand, but I'm not going to bring money into your state.
You want to live there half the year and like say we live there and like really live here?
And you're going to end up having to pay. Or no, you don't have to pay to state taxes in Florida. You're fine. Just Vermont taxes.
Oh, that sounds terrible.
I wouldn't even know how to pay state taxes.
I don't want to do it. All right.
Sounds awful.
Let's just stay here. State taxes sound bad. They sound real bad. So you have one more article or 2 more articles?
I've got one left.
I have one left.
I got one left.
All right. Well, I think I said the last one, so I think it's your turn.
So there's a new anti-gay law in Uganda. And get this. It calls for life in prison for those who are convicted.
And how do they prove it?
Well, it's called aggravated homosexuality.
Jesus.
And it is defined as same-sex relations involving HIV-positive people, children, or other vulnerable people. Anyone convicted of attempted aggravated homosexuality can be imprisoned for up to 14 years. If you think that you're gay, 14 years.
But
if you're like, hey, man, I might be gay.
To me, that sounds like if you're gay and you like hide the fact that you have HIV from another gay person, or if you try to have sex with a child. Like,
it just says, same-sex relations involving HIV-positive people. If I have HIV and my boyfriend has HIV, why couldn't,
okay, yeah, you're right. Okay, that's fair.
You know?
That's fair. Okay.
You're gonna hit me with life for that?
I guess Uganda just doesn't have the medicine to deal with it.
That sounds absurd.
It does sound absurd.
They say that President Biden is calling it shameful, as he should. And there is a picture of it looks like a statue, but it's a person. It's just a very good mask, because when they go to anti-gay rallies over there, I'm sure you're not trying to show who you are if they're trying to put you in prison for life.
Right. You don't want to like be in prison forever just because you went to like protest something.
Yeah, man. So I just thought that I should bring that up because
That's
is
pretty
something
intense.
that's
Crazy. When did this law go into effect?
That's got to be the toughest homosexuality law on the planet.
Well, now, anyways. I mean, I'm sure like the Middle East is pretty bad.
Really? You think like they're just giving people life in prison?
I think they're killing homosexuals in the Middle East.
Yeah, but that's not. I don't think that's a government thing. I think they're just, hey, he's gay.
Like
kill him.
You think like the church over there,
I think
like
they just look the other way over there.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense.
But this is an actual law.
Like a
I'm not
government-
saying either one's right or okay. I'm just saying this is an actual law that says, hey, the police can come knock on your door and be like, are you gay?
And then we know you are because you have HIV, because you're a lover, because
Exactly.
the doctor said you were.
Yeah, it sounds like such a headache for anybody in the LGBTQ community. And if you're part of that community and you live in Uganda, I say just leave.
Yeah, you should leave.
Fuck
if
out
you
of there.
live in Uganda.
Anywhere else is better.
I know that sounds, and if you can't, like, I don't recommend like having to like. I don't think anyone should have to be closeted. But if you live in Uganda and you can't get out, like, don't share that information. Like, even with your doctors, don't do it. I wouldn't do it.
If you had to leave America for some reason, where would you go?
Anywhere in the world.
Anywhere in the world. Not Mars yet.
You said the world.
Yes. I'm saying if we had this conversation in 10 years, maybe I'll ask about Mars.
I think maybe Nepal. I'd probably go to Nepal.
Nepal's I was looking that up. Nepal and what's the country next to it? Bhutan?
Yeah.
I guess they're like totally different climates. They both have mountains, but Bhutan's like more of like I don't want to say tropical, but it just has more, I guess,
Like
foresty.
more jungles.
Yeah. As to where Nepal is just fucking big ass fucking
Mountains.
that's it.
Well, Nepal is cool because like it's 45 minutes from every single kind of like climate that exists in the world, you know?
Yeah.
Like you can go to the beach, you can go to the jungle, you can go to the desert, you can go to the mountains.
Yeah. You could get to a lot of different places, but I feel like that's
And, like,
the same with the Bhutan.
No, because that's just maybe, but Bhutan's not as welcoming to expatriates from America.
No?
No. Like Nepal, like welcomes you there. They're like, oh, you want to just teach English? We'll give you so much money you can have like a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom home, and you can afford a gardener and like a butler.
I mean, I don't think Bhutan's that accommodating, but at the same time, I don't think they're. If you show up with money, they're taking it.
Oh, for sure, though. Any place in the world will take your money.
That's what I'm saying. If I say, hey, I want to go to your
You can
country.
show up to Nepal without money, though, and then make a good living.
You think if I went to North Korea and I was like, hey, I got $10 billion, I'll spend it all today.
Yeah, they would love that, and then they'd kill you the next day.
Well, my first purchase is going to be a bazooka to defend myself. Flamethrower.
From who?
What's the country next door?
South Korea.
They'll help me out. You don't think they'll give me a flamethrower?
I don't think they have one to give you.
South Korea? They're one of like the most like advanced militaries in the world. They're top 5.
Well, I guess maybe they need to be, but their military.
Top 5. They're at war all the time.
Their military is not just going to hand it over to you.
If I say, hey, I'm about to go into North Korea, I won't tell them that I'm going to give them $10 million. I'm just going over there. This is like plot twist, need a flamethrower.
In a movie, maybe.
It could be a good movie.
Be a great movie.
There's Rambo 17.
Rambo 17, like about his like great grandnephew
Something like that.
in like the future, and you have like a phaser.
A bionic arm, because every awesome person has a bionic arm.
In the future, if you don't have bionic arm, you're not a hero.
Don't you want a bionic arm?
I do.
If they said right now, we're going to chop your arm off, you're going to be the very first person ever to try out the bionic arm. We're not sure if it's going to take.
People have bionic arms already, so.
Not like this one.
Oh, you mean like one that's like exactly like a
Like
human?
weaponized. Like a human or like fucking Winter Soldier shit.
But then they'll kill me afterwards if it's weaponized.
No. Okay, for the sake of this, they're not going to kill you for it.
And I get to become like an agent.
You get to become an agent, but like I said, we don't know that it's going to take.
I do it.
You roll the dice. You might have one arm and just a hunk of metal because we're not going to take it off. You're just going to have a hunk of metal that you can't control.
Wait, if you take it off, you're not going to take it off if it doesn't work?
No.
Why?
I mean, because your pull-up game is going to be sick if you're just...
I'm not even going to be able to use it, you said.
No, you can't. But yeah, you got the shot. You could be the first bionic weaponized man.
I'm still taking it.
I bet you would.
I would.
I believe you 100%. I would not.
I would do it. I know you wouldn't because you're afraid of like being awesome.
I'm afraid of being awesome. My arm's fucking already deadly, bro.
Yeah, but my arm would be way more deadly if it was robotic.
But if it was just a fucking hunk of metal there, I could just beat you up with it.
Except
just use your own arm to just pound your head.
But I could block with that shoulder.
Yeah, I guess you'd have a pretty solid shoulder.
Yeah, it'd be good. It'd be good.
Fair enough.
I'll find a positive.
If I could go anywhere, I'm going to Chile.
Chile?
Patagonia.
Because it's like close to Antarctica?
Yeah, dude. You could literally stand in the jungle and see the ice caps.
That's pretty cool. Like, it wouldn't feel real.
It feels surreal. That's why, I feel like that's why I'd want to be there.
Yeah. We should just go there and then you don't have to live there.
Yeah, but Patagonia is huge.
So just go to the end. Like, we just go on.
All the way to the end. Okay. Where you guys going? We're going to the end.
We're just going to the end.
Going to the end. We don't know where the end is, but we're going there.
Take us. I'm sure there's an expedition, bro. Come on.
I know it's the southernmost place in the world.
Be pretty dope.
Well, other than or was it Antarctica?
Yeah, Antarctica.
Yeah, that would be the southernmost. It's the southernmost, I would say, populated place. Somewhat populated place.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely populated because Antarctica only ever has scientists in it for like months rotations, you know?
Yeah, I would say even like animals too, because isn't Antarctica only... Is it penguins? Antarctica
penguins are the only things that live in Antarctica, and they literally have no natural predators. So when you go there, they'll walk right up to you and be like, "What the fuck are you?"
That's pretty cool.
Because nothing eats them. They'll be like, "Hey."
Except for like a whale in the water or something.
But they don't like. That's how big Antarctica is. That they don't actually have to go in the water, and no whales go down there because there's not a lot of fish like big enough.
So what
for
do
them
they
to
eat though? If
they,
there's nothing else there.
They eat the smaller fish and the smaller squids that are not big enough for the whales to eat. And sure, there's a few whales that may venture down there randomly, but like they're not there enough to be like known to the penguins of like we need to watch out for them between November and January. They're just like random, you know. So to them, it's like, oh, maybe they have a story of like our great granddad saw a thing one time that was big, but it also could just be the ship, you know, because the same thing that happened, like we popped up down there, like as a response to like Germans in like World War II. We were just there taking pictures and they were like, cool, they're giving us fish. This is awesome.
That'd be pretty cool. It'd be a cool place to go to.
If you went there, I guarantee you like 9 out of 10 penguins would be like, hey, yo, bro, you got like a chocolate bar?
You think scientists take one back?
No, but they bring stuff for him. They're like, hey, yo, Fred, what's up? And then just waddles over. He's like, hey, yo, you got that Snickers?
This is our penguin. You keep your penguins, Germany. These are our penguins.
I don't think Germany's allowed there.
What?
What do you mean, what?
Who owns Antarctica?
No one, but like since like the Nazis tried to have a base there in like World War II, they're probably not allowed back.
That sucks, because Germany's like a good country now.
They are now, but like here's the deal. Like when you did terrible things less than 100 years ago, like we're not going to let you do like potentially any more dangerous things.
See, but I feel like we've done that.
We probably have, but like we also
on multiple occasions.
We didn't do anything as bad as the Holocaust, no matter what you want to say.
No, not as bad as the Holocaust, but we have literally changed the map of the world.
The map of
our needs.
The map of the world changes every single day, and like whatever map they look at in like 200 years won't be the map that we look at right now.
Yeah, I'm just saying the country of Panama we made because Colombia wouldn't let us make the
but that kind of shit happens over time, over years, and like despite us or whether it's nature like changing the way that the countries are formed, like Pangea to now, it doesn't matter. It's like it's not going to matter.
Yeah, I'm just saying we've done some fucked up shit.
Every country that is in power does fucked up shit.
I mean, we hung Saddam Hussein a few years ago, right?
And everyone was all about it.
Hung him in like a fucking square.
Public.
Yeah. Like, hey, watch us just kill this man. Because that's what America does.
I watched the fucking video on like a phone recording.
Yeah. I mean, that's barbaric.
It was pretty fucked up, but like,
I don't care what he did. It's barbaric.
But also as like a human being in America at that time, like if I didn't watch it, I would have felt like I was left out, you know?
Yeah, but I don't think anybody should have to die by a hanging.
No,
Not in the 2000s. We don't need to be heathens because they are. That's all I'm saying.
I agree. No one needs to be a heathen.
You got one more, you said?
Yeah, that was your last one, right?
That was my final article.
My last article is way more like lighthearted than yours.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, my last article is a time capsule from 1905 was found in an old Ohio fire station.
Time capsule containing...
So they opened it.
And what did you say the year was?
1905. So
1905.
That's 18 years ago?
Yeah, that's a long time ago.
Yeah, a long time ago. And they found it in this place last Wednesday, and they opened it up, and they thanked everyone for stopping in to show support to the station. And inside the box, it looked like it was just like... But yeah, it looks like they just found a lot of old documents. It looks like some old money. It looks like it was a piece of paper that was like a grant for the fire station from the local place and the personal journal of the fire marshal himself. The only other thing was that...
So it was like a personal time capsule for this one person?
No, it was like all these things from these different guys. It says it was, like I said, 118 years capsule was found in a they were demolishing the fire station. They didn't even know it was there.
I demolish stuff all the time, and I always hear about these cool things people find, and I've never found anything cool.
You just got to keep doing it, man.
Nothing. I'm just waiting to rip out some drywall and just a body falling in my lap.
They were badges.
Like, yes.
They were all the personal badges of the firefighters from the turn of the century of 1905, which is cool. A roster of the company. Too
bad there wasn't like
government.
a Babe Ruth signed ball in there.
They also had the newspaper from 1905 in there.
Sheesh. I bet you the ink was pretty faded.
In a book from the company that built the actual building itself.
So where was it? It was dug in a hole in the ground?
It doesn't
or was
say.
it,
It was
wall?
just in the station, it says.
Just in the station. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, they said that they placed it in a display case inside of the station when they rebuilt it.
They made it into a display case?
No, like they rebuilt a display case, like in their
so
first
it was somewhere
station.
behind that.
Yeah, no. I'm saying after they found it,
Oh, okay.
the contents of it.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, no, that's definitely pretty cool.
Yeah,
It's cool to find anything old.
It's crazy to think that like some guys 118 years ago, which is like 4 generations worth, if you think about it, or 3 generations, whatever you want to say, put some stuff like in a wall. Like someone's gonna find this one day.
Yeah, I'll find like a beer can that's perfect, like a Budweiser can in a wall. And I know it was somebody that was building the house just drinking on the job and like hiding in the wall to close it up.
Because it was like in the 80s and
Yeah,
they didn't care.
and it'll be like a really old, like it doesn't even have like the pull tab because you had to pull the whole tab off whenever you did that.
Right.
And I always feel like I go up to everybody, hey, look at this, you know?
And they're like, wow, that's cool.
It's like
All
you
right.
found treasure. But if I actually found like a time capsule, I think that would be pretty cool. I'm always looking for the safe.
Right. The save would be nice.
Looking for the safe. Don't want to find the body, but if I do find a body, I feel like that'd be pretty cool too.
I would not want to find a body at all.
Why not? You bring closure to a family. You literally helped somebody.
I guess if they're still looking.
Would you not? Jeez.
I mean,
If I've been missing for...
No, you personally, yes. But if like I was raised like, oh, your great grandfather went missing, like would I still look? No.
No, because at that point, he's your great grandfather. He's gone.
You don't care.
Yeah. You've
I'm
never
just saying
even met him.
it just depends for me.
Yeah, but at the beginning, you're hoping somebody's looking for you.
Yeah, for sure. You're definitely always looking for that someone's looking for you.
Yeah. So.
But like it's just more fun to think that like I could put like I don't know, like my ID or like my favorite Pokemon card or like my name tag or whatever the fuck, you know, like your favorite hammer or like drill, like in there. And then they're going to find it and be like, whoa, this pristine 1905 drill with this guy's name on it.
Yeah, I like just like the memorabilia stuff more, you know, like if I found like some tickets to an old 1905 Giants game or something. I don't even know that the Giants were a team back then.
Right.
But I
or you
think
like
that'd
find
be
like
pretty
old
cool.
Babe Ruth, like fucking cards or something.
Yeah.
Shit.
Just something that like I can relate to more, like different from the fire station. Like
Yeah, but the thing is,
the
cool-
badges are cool, but it doesn't correlate with my life.
Yeah, not with your life, but like the thing is that's cool about that is that somebody finds that cool and it's going in a museum somewhere. You know.
Yeah. No, for sure. Did the
Definitely.
demo guy get paid? Did he make a couple bucks?
Who knows what happened there? Yeah, I hope
He
he
should have
did.
got tipped. He could have just brought that home.
I
Or
would've-
threw it in a dumpster.
I wouldn't have told anybody.
Yeah, he could just toss that in a dumpster. You know how much shit I throw in dumpsters, man? Because you're not going to clean your house out, man.
Then who knows? Yeah, I'm supposed to clean it up for you.
Exactly. It could go anywhere.
Yeah, I just thought it was cool that like this is like over 100 years old and it was finally
No, that's
found.
definitely...
And they weren't looking for it. It was just like they were wrecking the old fire station, you know?
You know, when I hear 1905, I still judge everything as 2000. So I'm like, oh, it's not even 100 years old. Even though I know we're 23 years past that now.
I know, dude. The thing
Kind of
is,
have to accept it.
when you're like bartending or something and you have to check on someone's ID, it's like 2022 or 2002 is what I meant to say.
That's crazy.
2002 is whenever they can drink.
Yeah.
Anything before that's fine.
See, and I feel like if you were born after 2000, you can't teach me anything, but that's wrong.
It is wrong.
Yeah.
You're right. That's not the way to think because you could literally learn something from a fucking animal if you just pay attention.
Dude, my son brings home homework some days and he's in first grade
And you have no idea.
and I have no idea. And he'll like tell me about it. And I'm like, man, how do you know something that I don't know? You
Because
know?
it's just a new way.
Just to piss him off, I'll just write all the answers in cursive form.
And he's like, what does that say, Dad?
I tell him it's Japanese.
You do not.
I do.
That's fucked up.
He's going to grow up thinking he can write in Japanese. He'll know cursive.
Oh my God. You should not tell him it's Japanese. That's bad.
Why not?
Because that is not Japanese. Japanese don't even read that way.
Well, one day he'll hear this podcast and he'll know it's not Japanese.
He'll be like, my dad was a dick. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. I mean, I don't really have any more articles. Do you have any other
No,
articles?
man. I'm all out of articles.
This one was kind of rough to get through with all the breaks and pauses, but life happens, I guess.
Yep.
You know what? These microphones tried us, and we didn't let them take us down.
No, it took us a whole extra day to get this podcast done.
Yeah, well, I don't care. We did what we had to do, and
We did it for the people. We did it for the 33.
the 33 of you who might turn in, like, if you turn into 34, like, I just want one more every week. Like, if there's 34 of you next week, we love you all.
If there's 12 of you, we love you 12 right too.
Also, just one.
More than the 33.
Oh, yeah. Whoever's around next week, we love more than the 33.
We only love you the week you show up. If you disappear, we do too.
That's,
The love's gone.
that's controversial, and I'm not going to say that, but it's very true. Well, yeah, guys, I think we're going to try to end this one on a stupid, silly note. But, yeah, I've been Drew. I'm your host.
Yep, and Daniel, and we appreciate you guys coming on back and joining us for our third episode, and we hope you enjoy it as much as we enjoyed making it.
Come back next time, guys.
Thanks, guys.
A rich man's world.